Hello everyone, this is Dr. M. Prashanti, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry from Government Degree College for Women, Karimnagar. Today I am going to discuss about the topic amines. What are amines? Let us see. In this topic or in this lecture, we will discuss about the classification of amines, nomenclature of amines, preparations of amines, physical properties of amines and basic character of amines. Amines. Let us say the introduction of amines. The compounds formed when one or two or three hydrogens of ammonia molecule are substituted by alkyl groups or aryl groups. These are called as amines. Amines are thought to be the derivatives of ammonia, and in nature the amines occur among proteins, vitamins, alkaloids and hormones. The two biologically active compounds adrenaline and ephedrine contains secondary amine groups. These are used to increase the blood pressure. And we have another example that a well-known antihistaminic drug Benadryl. This contains tertiary amine group. And most of the quaternary ammonium salts are used as surfactants. And many neurotransmitters are amines, including epinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, histamine. And protonated amine groups are the most commonly positively charged moieties present in the proteins. And the anionic polymer DNA is typically bound to various amine-rich proteins. And synthetically, these amines are used in polymers and as dyestuffs, especially primary aromatic amines, and in the preparation of some drugs. And diazonium salts are the intermediates in the preparation of variety of aromatic compounds, including dyes. In this way, amines are used in most of the activities, both the biologically and in the synthetic way also they are very useful. So again, coming to the definition, amines are nitrogen containing compounds and they are considered as the derivatives of ammonia, in which hydrogen atoms of ammonia have been replaced by alkyl or aryl groups. If you see, this is ammonia NH3. In this, if one hydrogen atom is replaced by one alkyl group, the alkyl group methylamine is obtained, that is CH3 NH2. This is methyl group, therefore this is called as methylamine. If this is replaced by any ethyl group, then we will get ethylamine. Similarly, if two hydrogens of ammonia or hydrogen atoms are replaced by two alkyl groups, we will get a CH2 taken 2 times NH, that is nitrogen, hydrogen and bonded to one CH3 group, bonded to one CH3 group. This is dimethylamine. If all the three hydrogen atoms in ammonia are replaced by alkyl groups, then we get a trimethylamine. Trimethylamine, that is nitrogen is bonded to 3 methyl groups. In this way, if the hydrogen atoms of ammonia are replaced by alkyl groups or aryl groups, they are called as amines. Next, classification. Classification of amines depends upon the number of the alkyl or aryl groups present on the nitrogen atom in ammonia. Amines are classified into 4 types: primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines and quaternary ammonium salts are amines. Next, what are primary amines? If one hydrogen atom in ammonia is replaced by one alkyl group or aryl group, the amine is called as primary amine. This is the general formula of primary amines, that is RNH2. If the hydrogen atom is replaced by an aryl group, then they are called as aryl amines. So this is the example for aryl amine, this is the example for alkyl amine. See, if ammonia is NH3. Suppose if ammonia is this one, if this H is replaced by one alkyl group, then they are called as primary amines. That is, nitrogen atom is bonded to one alkyl group in primary amines. So this is one example. Methyl group is bonded to NH2 group, therefore it is methyl amine. Here phenyl group is bonded to amine functional group, therefore this is called as aniline or phenylamine, or commonly known as aniline. Next, secondary amines. If two hydrogen atoms in ammonia are replaced by two alkyl groups, then the amine is called as secondary amine. General formula is R2NH, or two aryl groups bonded to NH functional group, or if the NH is bonded to either one alkyl group or one aryl group. See, these we have examples here. This is a nitrogen is bonded to two alkyl groups. If nitrogen atom of amines is bonded to two alkyl groups or two carbon atoms, then it is called as secondary amine. If NH is bonded to two phenyl groups, it is bonded to one phenyl group and one alkyl group. These are the examples. See, here in secondary amine we have only NH functional group, and we will have two bonds with the carbon atoms of either alkyl group or either aryl groups. Next, tertiary amine. If three hydrogen atoms in ammonia are replaced by three alkyl groups, the amine is called as tertiary amine. Either three alkyl groups or three aryl groups, then it is called as a tertiary amine. That is, N is bonded to one alkyl group, second alkyl group and third alkyl group. So nitrogen is bonded to the three carbon atoms of the alkyl groups, then it is called as tertiary amine. The general formula is R3N. In this way, the amines are classified into primary, secondary, tertiary, and also we have quaternary salts. In these compounds, nitrogen atom is bonded to four alkyl groups and the nitrogen forms only triple bonds, or it is bonded to only three, it forms only three bonds, but here it is bonded to the fourth alkyl group also. Therefore, to neutralize this, it combines with the halide ions and exists as salts, therefore called as quaternary ammonium salts. See, nitrogen is bonded to 1, 2, 3, 4 alkyl groups and exists as quaternary ammonium salts. Next, coming to the nomenclature, the amino functional group is indicated by the suffix amine in IUPAC nomenclature. This means that the last letter E of alkane is removed and amine term is added in place of it. Suppose, for example, here we have a methylamine. See, NH2 is bonded to CH3 group. CH3 group is methyl group. Methane is coming from, if methane is losing one hydrogen atom, then it becomes methyl group. So methane, with the elimination of this E, methane plus amine is called as methanamine. So then it is named as methanamine. If suppose if we take the example of C2H5NH2, C2 is two carbon compound that is ethane. So this is called as ethane plus amine, that is ethanamine. Aliphatic amines are named both by the common and IUPAC systems. And in the common system, they are named by prefixing the names of the nitrogen attached to alkyl groups to the word amine. Suppose if we have two or more substituents, then if two substituents are present, it is prefixed with a di, or if three is present, it is prefixed with a tri. We will see some examples. Methyl amine. See, this is methyl group bonded to amine, therefore methylamine, and in the IUPAC name they are called as alkanamines. Alkanamines means Here we have only one carbon atom in CH3NH2. This is one carbon atom, means it belongs to methane. Therefore, methanamine in IUPAC nomenclature it is called as methanamine, and commonly it is called as methylamine or methanamine. And similarly, this is we have two carbon atoms are present, therefore it belongs to ethane, therefore it is ethylamine or ethanamine. And next example we have is CH3NHCH3. See, this is a secondary amine, that is nitrogen is bonded to two carbon atoms here, and here these are primary amines bonded to one carbon atom. This is also primary, this is secondary bonded to two alkyl groups. So commonly it is called as dimethylamine, or IUPAC name is N-methyl. Methyl group is substituted on the amine functional group, therefore N-methyl methanamine. And this is a example for tertiary amines, that is trimethylamine. Nitrogen is bonded to three methyl groups, therefore trimethylamine or N-N-dimethyl methanamine, or it is N-N-dimethyl methanamine. And if you see the last example, it is a isopropylamine. This group is called as a isopropyl group. So this is a isopropylamine, or two carbons, 1-methyl ethanamine. This is taken as the mother chain. So 1-methyl group is present on the first carbon atom, therefore 1-methyl. Here we have two carbons in the chain, therefore it belongs to ethane. So ethanamine, and on the first carbon CH3 is substituted, therefore 1-methyl ethanamine. It is called as 1-methyl ethanamine. Here these are the some more examples of aliphatic amines, and here we have some examples for aromatic amines, that is NH2 group bonded to the benzene ring. And the simplest aromatic amine is aniline. This is aniline, this is aniline, this is aromatic amine, and its methyl homologues are, this is this position. See, this is the aniline is bonded to this carbon atom, and the carbon atoms which are adjacent to the carbon that is bonded to the functional group are called as ortho positions, and that adjacent to ortho positions are meta, and this is para position. So here CH3 group is bonded to ortho position, therefore it is ortho derivative of methyl derivative of aniline. This is a meta derivative, this is para derivative. In this way these are named, amines are named. And after nomenclature we will see the structure of the amines, how the structure can be explained. Let us see. Suppose here see, I will write here in amines. Suppose if you take for example methylamine, methylamine is CH3NH2, CH3NH2. In order to explain the bonding here, in amines nitrogen atom undergoes sp3 hybridization, nitrogen undergoes sp3 hybridization, and the molecules have, see, suppose see, sp3 hybridization means it gives a it gives a 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. It gives 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, and of these 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, 3 hybrid orbitals possess 1 electron each. 3 electrons, single electron, 1 electron, 1 electron, 1 electron each. Or I will show you here clearly. Nitrogen, it undergoes sp3 hybridization and is giving rise to 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Okay, of the 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, 3 hybrid orbitals have single electrons each. See, the atomic number of nitrogen is 7. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. That is 1s2, 2s2, and the 3 electrons are present in the p orbitals. In this way, okay. And here in this state, it undergoes sp3 hybridization. Okay, and after sp3 hybridization, it gets 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals are formed. Of the 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, okay, one orbital is having completely filled electron pairs, okay, and the remaining 3 will have single electrons, and remaining 3 hybrid orbitals possess 1 electron each. 1, 2, 3. Okay, these form sigma bonds with the this forms sigma bonds with the 1s orbital of hydrogen atom. This sp3 hybrid orbital having single electron forms a sigma bond with the 1s orbital of hydrogen atom. Okay. And this sp3 hybrid orbital having single electron of nitrogen atom, it forms bond or sigma bond with the carbon atom. See here, carbon atom also undergoes sp3 hybridization and forms 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, each having single electrons. Therefore, sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon atom overlaps with the sp3 hybrid orbital of nitrogen atom and forms a bond between carbon and nitrogen. A sigma bond is formed between carbon and nitrogen. Here already 2 sigma bonds are formed with the hydrogen and hydrogen, and one sp3 is left with the electron pair which does not take part in the bond formation. And in this carbon atom also, this sp3 overlaps with the 1s orbital of the hydrogen, this also with the hydrogen, this also with 1s orbital of hydrogen, and forms sigma bonds with the hydrogen atoms. In this way, the bonds are formed in amines. This way, both the carbon atom and nitrogen atom, they undergo sp3 hybridization, and sigma bonds are formed in between carbon and nitrogen atom. And this nitrogen and this sp3 hybrid orbital, which is not participating in the bond formation, remains on the nitrogen atom, which is available for donation. This is about the bonding in the amines. Now let us move to the preparation of amines. Amines are prepared by the following methods. First one is ammonolysis of alkyl halides, second Gabriel synthesis, third Hofmann bromamide reaction, fourth reduction of amides, and the fifth one is Schmidt reaction. Let us see one by one each. First one, ammonolysis of alkyl halides. This process yields a mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amines and also quaternary salt. However, primary amines can be separated or can be obtained as the major product by taking excess of ammonia. In this method, alkyl halide is treated with the aqueous or alkali solution of ammonia in a sealed tube at 100 degrees centigrade, where we get mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amines along with the quaternary ammonium salt. This reaction is of nucleophilic substitution type. Okay, here we have the general equations. See, alkyl halides when treated with ammonia, okay, this one of the hydrogen atom is replaced by the alkyl group, and this hydrogen atom is liberated with X minus as HX. So RNH2 is obtained, RNH2, and HX is released, and this RNH2 is primary amine because this is primary amine because nitrogen atom is bonded to only one alkyl group. This primary amines on reaction with again alkyl halides again one hydrogen is lost as HX, and this R is bonded to the nitrogen atom, and here we get the secondary amines where nitrogen is bonded to two alkyl groups, therefore secondary amine. And when the secondary amines are treated with again alkyl halides, again this hydrogen is lost as a HX, and this R is bonded to the nitrogen atom, which forms tertiary amines in which nitrogen atom is bonded to three alkyl groups, therefore tertiary. And again, if this tertiary amine is treated with one molecule of alkyl halide, it forms quaternary salt or quaternary amine. See, in this way, amines are prepared by this method of ammonolysis, that is, ammonia on reaction with alkyl halides gives all the mixture of primary, secondary, tertiary amines along with the quaternary salt. Next, aryl halides, they do not react with ammonia easily. This is because a partial double bond is present between the halogen and benzene ring. Therefore, mostly aryl halides, they do not undergo ammonolysis and they do not give amines by this method. If electron withdrawing groups are present on the benzene ring, then halogen can be easily replaced by the amino group. Next, see here we have the mechanism. This Rx is bonded to NH3. Okay, X minus this, because of the presence of lone pair of electrons on nitrogen atom, it is bonded to the R group and the X minus is liberated. HX is lost in this method. Here we have some examples I have given. In the previous slide we have seen only the general equation. Here we have given some example, that is a methyl bromide when treated with ammonia. Okay, CH3, CH2, NH3, Pr salt is obtained. This again on treating with the excess of ammonia, NH4 plus ion is lost and primary amine is obtained. And this primary amine again on treating with the alkyl halide, it is giving secondary salt, and this on treating with excess of ammonia is getting secondary amine. In this way we get all the mixture of all the three amines and along with the quaternary salt, which these can be further separated by some other techniques. And the next method is Gabriel synthesis. See, in this reaction, phthalimide is treated with the alcoholic solution of potassium hydroxide to form potassium phthalimide. See, this is phthalimide obtained from phthalic acid by treating phthalic acid with ammonia. Okay, by treating phthalic acid with ammonia we get phthalimide. This phthalimide on reaction with the potassium hydroxide forms potassium salt of phthalimide. H2O is lost here, one molecule of H2O. This forms potassium salt of phthalimide. This potassium salt of phthalimide reacts with the alkyl halide Rx to give, here X minus Kx is lost in this reaction and R is bonded to N group, nitrogen atom. N-alkyl phthalimide is obtained. This N-alkyl phthalimide on hydrolysis gives primary amines. So, hydrolysis of this N-alkyl phthalides with any alkali gives rise to primary amines, and in this by this method of Gabriel synthesis only primary amines are synthesized, or only primary amines can be prepared. Next, Hoffman's bromamide reaction. This is a very important reaction in the preparation of amines. In this method, the amines are prepared from amide. When amides are treated with halogens in the presence of alkali, when they are treated with halogens in the presence of any alkali, amines are obtained. Amines are formed, and in this method, if you observe, there will be a decrease in the number of the carbon atoms from amides to amines. And see, here is the general equation, that is R C double bond O NH2. This is amide. These amides on reaction with halogens in the presence of any base gives rise to primary amines, and sodium, or if we take sodium hydroxide we get sodium halide, or if we take a potassium hydroxide we get potassium halide, and Na2CO3 and 2 H2O molecules. Let us see the mechanism. See this is amide R C double bond O NH2. This on treating with an alkali, it loses one proton. Okay, it loses one proton, that is hydrogen atom on the NH2 group. Hydrogen atom on NH2 group is lost as H plus ion. See, this H plus ion is lost, leaving its electrons. See, H plus ion is lost, leaving its electrons to the nitrogen atom. See, this is the electrons present between nitrogen and hydrogen bond. Electrons are released to the nitrogen and hydrogen is lost as H plus. Okay, that is electron density on the nitrogen atom is increased. Here in this way, as it is as the hydrogen atom is leaving releasing the electrons to the nitrogen atom, the electron density on the nitrogen atom increases and therefore nitrogen gets a minus charge here, negative charge. Okay, and in the second step, this conjugate base of amide reacts with the bromine molecule and forms N-bromamide. This it reacts with the bromine molecule and forms N-bromamide. And in the third step, N-bromamide on reaction with an alkali, okay, on reaction with alkali removes hydrogen atom from NHBr. So if this N-bromamide is reacted with potassium hydroxide, hydrogen atom is lost from this bond, NH bond of N-bromamide, as water. Okay, it is the hydrogen atom is removed as water and forms N-bromo ketone is formed here. And in the fourth step, this is the fourth step, and in this fourth step, loss of halide ion takes place. Halide ion is lost and acyl nitrene is formed. This Br minus is lost and acyl nitrene is formed. This is electron deficient. Acyl nitrene is electron deficient and it is unstable. So it rearranges to isocyanate. So R N double bond C double bond O, isocyanate is obtained. And in the last step, alkyl isocyanate is hydrolyzed to form primary amides. In this way, amides are converted to amines by Hofmann bromamide method or Hofmann bromamide mechanism. This is one important preparation in the preparation of amines. Next we have a reduction of amides. Amides on reduction with the lithium aluminum hydride or sodium ethyl alcohol gives amines. They undergo reduction and this C double bond O is converted to CH2. Double bond O is converted to CH2. In this way, all the amines, that is primary amines, secondary amines and tertiary amines are prepared from amides by the reduction. Next, the fifth preparation, Schmidt reaction. In the presence of concentrated H2SO4, carboxylic acids reacts with the hydrozoic acid and form primary amine. So this is hydrozoic acid. Okay, so carboxylic acids, this is an example for carboxylic acid on reaction with hydrozoic acid in the presence of concentrated H2SO4, they give primary amines. This reaction is called as Schmidt reaction. In this method, sulfuric acid or any other Lewis acid can also be used, and the amine formed in this reaction has one carbon atom less than the taken carboxylic acid. See, here in the carboxylic acid we have two carbon atoms, but in the amine obtained after the reaction is having only one carbon atom. Okay, this type of degradation is called as Curtius degradation. Let us see the mechanism. In the first step, carboxylic acid abstracts proton from H2SO4. See, that is a C double bond O group of carboxylic acid. See, this group, C double bond O group of carboxylic acid, this C double bond O is electron withdrawing group, or oxygen is highly electronegative, therefore it attracts electrons towards itself. and gets minus charge, and therefore it abstracts proton from sulfuric acid, and this proton is taken up by the CO minus, O minus. Therefore H goes and attacks to this O minus. Okay, and the carbon, as it is as the oxygen is electronegative, it is attracting electrons towards itself, therefore the oxygen gets minus charge and the carbon here gets a plus charge. Okay, therefore carbon gets plus charge, and in this first step oxygen is abstracting proton from sulfuric acid and a gem dihydroxy product is obtained. And in the second step this reacts with the hydrozoic acid. Negatively charged nitrogen atom is bonded to the positively charged carbon atom here in the second step. See, carbon is bonded to nitrogen, double bond nitrogen and hydrogen here. And in the third step water molecule is eliminated. See, if two OH groups are present on the same carbon atom, that is unstable, therefore it immediately loses water molecule. So water is eliminated in the third step, and next with the elimination of nitrogen molecule, see, water is eliminated, and again with the elimination of nitrogen molecule, okay, and nitrogen molecule, and further the rearrangement here takes place to form alkyl isocyanate. This alkyl isocyanate on hydrolysis again gives primary amine. See here water molecule is lost, and the electrons from here hydrogen are shifted to between two nitrogen atoms, and electrons in between this here shifted to nitrogen, giving it negative charge. Therefore in between these two nitrogen atoms a triple bond is formed here. This is not shown clearly, that is R C double bond O NH triple bond here. Okay, this nitrogen is getting negative charge here, therefore this hydrogen comes and attacks on this nitrogen atom. See here nitrogen atom is bearing one hydrogen atom, and this nitrogen molecule is lost in this step, and the bond between nitrogen and hydrogen are shifted to this nitrogen atom. After rearrangement we get and we know that this is a nitrene, which is unstable and electron deficient, therefore it undergoes rearrangement to give alkyl isocyanate, and alkyl isocyanates on hydrolysis gives primary amines. And this particular step that is where we have observed the decrease in the number of the carbon atoms. See here we have alkyl group, and here we have one carbon atom also, but in the after hydrolysis after getting the product primary amine, we have only alkyl group. Here there occurred a loss of one carbon atom. This particular step where one carbon atom is lost is called as Curtius degradation. In this way amines are prepared from carboxylic acids by reacting with the hydrozoic acid in the presence of sulfuric acid, and this reaction is called as Schmidt reaction. Next coming to the physical properties of amines. Amines of lower molecular weights are found to be colorless liquids. Amines containing 4 carbon atoms or more carbon atoms are liquids and volatile, and mostly it is found that carbon atoms containing from 4 to 11 are found to be liquids, and higher amines are found to be solids. Amines are colorless solids or liquids, but on exposure aromatic amines are colorless liquids or solids, but on exposure to air they change their color to brown due to the oxidation of the nitrogen atom. And lower molecular weight amines are lighter than water, and these lower molecular weight amines are soluble in water, and higher molecular weight amines are less soluble in water, and they are more soluble in organic solvents. Primary secondary amines contains hydrogens on nitrogen atom, therefore they form hydrogen bonds with the water molecules, or therefore they are more soluble in water, and hence primary and secondary amines possess higher melting points and boiling points when compared to the tertiary amines. And lower amines are found to possess fishy like smell, and higher amines are found to possess odorless. They are odorless without any smell. The melting and boiling points of amines are less than alcohols. See, melting and boiling points of primary and secondary amines are more when compared to the tertiary amines because of the presence of hydrogen bonds in the primary and secondary amines. And when compared with the alcohols, the melting points and the boiling points of amines are less because of the less electronegativity of nitrogen atom than that of the oxygen atom, because alcohols contain OH functional group and oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. Therefore, amines have less melting and boiling points when compared to alcohols. Aliphatic amines forms hydrogen bonds with water molecules, and these are therefore they are soluble in water. Aromatic amines, they cannot form hydrogen bonds with water, therefore these are insoluble in water. See these are some examples for hydrogen bonding in primary amines. See, the hydrogen here is bonded to the nitrogen atom of the another primary amine, and in secondary amine hydrogen atom is bonded to the nitrogen atom of another secondary amine. Not only this, they also form hydrogen bonds with the suppose for example this is a primary amine, it also forms bonds, hydrogen bonds with the water molecule also, H2O. And in this way primary amines, they form hydrogen bonds with the water molecules and also among themselves. Therefore, they have more boiling points and melting points. And with this, I conclude today's session. And in this session, we have discussed about the introduction to amines, some of the biological uses of amines, classification of amines, and nomenclature of amines, and preparation of amines, and some of the physical properties of amines. With this, I conclude today's session, and in the part 2 of amines, I will discuss about the basicity of amines, comparative basic strengths between alkyl amines and aryl amines, and the use of amines as a phase transfer catalysts, and another nitrogen containing compounds we have in our syllabus are diazonium chlorates. And in the next part we will discuss about the chemical properties of amines, and after this about diazonium salts, their preparation and properties and applications in the next part. With this, I conclude today's session. Thank you.